welcome to Learn Free Music lesson number 13. So in this lesson I'm going to teach you guys how to draw a circle of fifths, which is basically a chart that shows you every single scale with the relative majors and minors plus the key signatures that go with those scales. So basically if you go into an exam, you're allowed to bring a sheet of paper, you're allowed to draw, or I don't know in other countries, but I know in this country, in Canada, you're allowed to bring pieces of paper, like they have them, and then you can draw your own circle of fifths in keyboard, and then you can use it as a reference point to basically speed up your exam. So when I was like 8 years old, I had to learn how to do this, and we had drills. Like our teacher was like, okay, let's see who can draw this the fastest, and the winner gets, you know, a blizzard or a chocolate bar or whatever was on hand. And so we'd practice and practice and practice, and then she'd have a timer. And then I think my best time ever was something like 59 or 58 seconds. There's no way I could do it now in 58 seconds. It takes me about 2 to 3 minutes usually to do it because I don't practice it as much anymore. But back then I knew it very, very well. So I expect you guys to learn it extremely well right now. And I'm going to try to color code it with all these different colors so that I can make this one the most easy to understand. Because I have done this video I think 3 other times. In the first piano lesson series I did, then I also did it in the new piano lesson. And this time I want to try to color code it and hopefully make it very clear and easy to understand so you guys can do this yourself. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the first step. So first we need to draw a circle. That's what I did first. So I drew a circle. Then the next thing I did is I added a line to separate the flat side from the sharp side. Okay? So sharp side, flat side. Actually I should probably draw that up here. So we have sharps and we have flats. Okay? So sharps and flats right there. Okay, now the next thing I do is I create these things that are sort of like oh, I missed something. So I create these kind of markers or buoys. It's almost like I create the end, the middle, and the other end. So I'm kind of creating a framework here to work within it. So what I'm doing here is I've got C major and A minor. Now you probably remember from my other video that if you haven't seen it, I'd go check it out. I think it's lesson number 11. And it deals with what relative major and minors are and what minor scales are and all that are. So what we're going to do is, if you remember, C major, what's the relative minor of C major? A minor. Ooh, good. So C major goes outside the circle, and all these things right here are going to be your major scales here, and then on the inside we're going to have minor scales. And then outside of that, on another thing around, we're going to have the sharps and flats that apply to them. So we're going to have 3 layers. So this is step 1. So this is what your first step should look like. Okay? So draw a circle, draw a line to separate them, then draw C major, so C plus, and A minor, so A minus, inside the circle. Next thing, swing over all the way down here and write A sharp, because this is the sharp side. So A sharp minor and C sharp major. So it's just like this, but you add a sharp to both of them on this side. Think of this as the exact middle, so this doesn't have a sharp or a flat. It's the only scale that doesn't have a sharp or flat. Okay? It's the exact neutral scale. It's like Switzerland. If you're from Switzerland, I think it's actually a pretty cool country. I would actually love to go visit there one day. Okay, so now on this side, we have the flats. So we have C flat major and A flat major. So see how it's the same thing. We have C and A, C and A, and C and A. The only difference is that here there's no sharps or flats, here there's sharps, and there's flats. So that's the only difference. So that is step 1. When you have step 1 complete, so pause your video and then we're going to go on to step 2. Okay, ready? Okay, so here is step 2. I've drawn it in green so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Now, what I've done is I've gone through the Father Charles thing, but I'm starting here and I'm working this way. And notice how all the green ones don't have a sharp in the thing. It's just F major, C major, G major, D major, A major, E major, B major. Now look, Father Charles goes down and ends battle. same pattern we just learned. Okay, now watch this. I have this written in a different color, pink, because I have other colors planned for different things. So now when we get to here, normally we'd have C sharp here just left, and we'd have a gap. So all we do is we start it over, but now see, now there's a sharp in front of it. So it's F, C, so Father Charles, just like here, Father Charles, and then it ends on the C, because that's the end of our framework. Okay? So Father Charles, so it's Father Charles goes down and ends battle, Father Charles, with F sharps again. So that is step 2. Okay, now let's go on to the next step. Make sure that you have this written down and master each step that we do before you go on to the next one, okay? So do this one until you get it. It might take you 3 or 4 or 5 times to get it. So just watch. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. Okay? That's all we're doing in this step. Okay? Let's go to the next step. Okay, step 3. So we've completed all the majors with the ones without sharps and with the ones with sharps. Okay? So it's all this side is done. So in step 3, we complete the major scales for this side. So all we do is, now see how this is written in blue. Notice how each one of these has a flat in front of it. Every single one has a flat. It's because, look, we've done Father Charles goes down with all the neutral ones, and we have the sharp ones over here. So if we want to go backwards, we have to go flatted. So now we go, battle ends and down goes Charles. Father does not happen because it's not even there. Okay, so it just ends on the Charles. This is why we have these C's. It's kind of like a blockade that stops us and it keeps us from getting lost, okay? So step 3 is battle ends and down goes. So step 1, draw your circle. Step 2, draw these. Step 3, okay? When you have step 3 down, try going from the very beginning, draw a completely new circle of fifths, and draw step 1, step 2, step 3. If you can get that like 3 times in a row, no problem, or even on the first time, if you feel confident, then we can go on to the next step, okay? Let's go. Okay, now moving on to the next step. Now we've finished the majors, so now we're going to finish the minors, all the relative minors. Now, how do we do this? Okay, well, we start with the ones without the Father Charles, basically. Or the ones without any majors or minor, sharps or flats, okay? So, now, all you have to remember in this step is that you go to A flat major, okay? Remember that in A flat major, F and A flat are relatives. So this is the only real one you have to actually remember very much. So you basically remember C and A flat and F, and that's pretty much it. After that, you know pretty much everything else. Everything just falls into place. So just remember F minor starts with A flat, and then it just goes Father Charles goes down and ends battle. Done. So that is step 4. I think that's step 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is 4. So we're on step 4 now. So if you, again, try doing this from the very beginning and see if it works very well. By the way, at the end of this, I'm going to show you how it all works and how you can use it, okay? Because it might look like gibberish right now, but I'm going to show you later. Okay, so that's step 4. So add your minors in, okay? So this one's related to that one, this one's related to that one, this one's related to that, that's related to this is related to this. And you didn't even have to do any counting or remembering, it just falls magically into place. It's like the idiot's guide to drawing a circle of fifths, or, you know, circle of fifths for dummies, or whatever. Not that you guys are, but if it can be easier, it's better. Okay, so let's go on to the next step. Okay, so step 4. We continue finishing the minors off. Where's the step 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is step 5, not step 4, sorry. Okay, so with step 5, we finish off the minors by doing the sharps now. So the sharped minors. So we start again from F. So Father Charles goes down and. See how it just magically falls into place? And notice how the F sharp and the A are lined up again? Just like here, F and A. So we have A flat and F, and here we have F sharp and A. So that letter name, whenever you have an A major with, you know, A major or A flat major, it's going to go F sharp major or F minor. So yeah, anyway, that helps. And okay, so now over here. So we just keep going down. So Father Charles goes down and then that is step 5. We just add that in. Okay, so that's step 5. Again, go back, draw it, blah blah blah. You know the drill. Okay, next step. Step 6 is very simple. Now that now that we finished all this, so we finished the basically the neutral scales, the ones that don't have a sharp or flat in the name. Now we want to do then we do the ones with the sharps. Now we go back and we finish off the ones in the flats, which is almost nothing. So we just go battle, and. Perfect. Works perfectly. So now B flat minor is the relative minor of the major of D flat major. Wow, that is very mouthful. Like when I say it, I don't even really register in my brain what I'm saying. I just reiterate it. But anyway, I hope you guys understand what's going on here. So this basically completes the major and the minor. And that is the most complicated part. Okay? So, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Actually, I was forgetting step 1 where we draw the circle, so anyway. But you get the idea, right? That's basically what we're doing. We're just using the Father Charles goes down and ends battle, and battle ends goes down and battle ends and down goes Charles Father. Kind of like rhyming thing. Whatever, mnemonic function. Oh man, I can't even remember. It's been too long. Okay, so anyway, we're just using that saying to help remember basically what we're doing here. So that is how that works. Now we just add 2 more simple things and then we're done. So 2 more steps. Okay, let's do the next step. Okay, so all I've done now is I've taken my sharp side and I go Father, Charles goes down and ends battle. So now I just start from the G, because remember there's no sharps or flats on this one. So it's like, this is like the Switzerland key. Okay? And so these ones go this way, these are all sharps, and then we're going to do the flats on the other side. So just remember that it goes like this. Okay? Starts on the G, and it goes down, 1 for each key. Okay? And try to line them up if you can, because it helps. Okay? Okay, next side. Okay, so now I've drawn the flats. So we've added the flats. So now it's battle ends and down goes Charles Father. Whew! We did it. That is a complete circle of fifths. Okay? Now, why is it called a circle of fifths? Well, it's because it's always moving in fifths from one another. Like from C to F, that's a fifth. From F to B flat, that's a fifth. From B flat to E, that's a fifth. So going in this direction, it's always going in fifths. It's going a fifth this way. Now, if you don't know what a fifth is, that's actually what we're covering in the next chunk of it. This is the end of all the keys, signatures, keys, sharps, flats, blah, 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 all that stuff. This is the end of it. Next, we're going into intervals and stuff like that. So, I hope you guys found that helpful. Now, I get to explain how we use it. Okay, so how do we use a circle of fifths, and what is the even purpose of it? Well, right now, right in front of you, you have every single key laid out in front of your eyes, and sharps, flats, majors, minors, relatives, they're all right there for you to see. I actually can't believe that I have this many colors, and I'm pretty glad that when I bought the marker set, when I was buying this whiteboard and stuff, I'm actually pretty glad I bought the one with all the colors, because, yeah. Every single thing is a different color. That's actually brown. They're just different shades. Like this is a orange, there's like a teal color, you got pink going on, and red up here, and green, and blue, and purple, and yeah. Anyway, so, I even still had a couple other colors left over. I had, no, I just had blue left over, and kind of a dark green. But anyway, okay, so, that was kind of off topic, but anyway. Okay, so how do we use this thing? Okay, now say you have a question and someone says, okay, draw the key signature of F major. You're like, okay. So you go to your chart. Now, you go, okay, F major, right there. Okay, so F major starts on F. What's the key signature? B flat. Cool. So it just has a B flat on it. And its relative minor is D minor. So if you need to know the relative of D minor, then you know it, of B major. If you need to know the relative minor of F major, then you know it. It's D minor. Now, what if they ask you a question like this? Write me the scale with 4 flats and is the relative minor of, the relative minor is, like, say F minor, okay? So you'd already know, okay, well, it's 4 flats. So you just go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this scale has 4 flats in it. A flat major has 4 flats, okay? So if you were writing A flat major, in the key signature, you would go battle, ends, and down. Boom. And then you go start from A and go up to A. And it has all the things in the key signature already for you. So this basically gives you all the information that you need. So it's sort of like a dial almost. So dial in your key. So take your key. Say we want, oh no, my dial fell off. Such bad gauges. Imagine if you had like you buy like this intense Dodge Viper or like a Lamborghini or something. And then you like get it out, and then as soon as you go, then the dial just like, you rev the engine and you're like, oh yeah baby, let's do this, and you're like ring, 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 and then the dial just flips off and you're like, oh wow, this is a piece of junk. I'd probably return the car immediately. Anyway, okay, so dial in your key. So say you want F sharp major. Okay, you go woot, okay, there's F sharp major right there. Now, its relative major is A major, and it has this many sharps in it. It has F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. So that's what your key signature is. So if you want, like basically how this works is if you have a key here, you take everything starting from C and all the sharps apply to that one. So if you're on B major, its relative is G sharp minor, and the sharp is A sharp. Now remember when I was getting into that thing about, okay, well B major's relative wouldn't be A flat, it would actually be that? Well, look at this now. So B major, this is where I get into inharmonics. Okay, so B, the key of B can be called B. But also if you're on a C and you go down a semitone, it can be also called C flat. So C flat and B are the same notes, okay? Now, look over here, we have C flat, okay? C flat major and A flat minor. Now, isn't G sharp and A flat the same key? And isn't C flat and B major the same key? They are. So this key, so G sharp minor and A flat major sound exactly the same. And C flat major and B major sound exactly the same. The only difference is what it looks like on sheet music. On sheet music, you have every single flat that there is. So you have 7 flats. On this one, you don't have as many. You have 5 sharps. So it's sort of, it's basically a difference for your eye and how you read it, but for your ear, there's no difference at all. It's exactly the same. It sounds exactly the same. So that's inharmonic. So B major and C flat major are the same. Now if I go to F sharp major and G sharp minor, that's the same as this one. Now when I go to here, those are the same. So basically, in essence, what we have going on here is you take these two, it's like this. You have these two and they're the same. Now move, those two are the same. They're inharmonics. And then now we have D flat major and we have C sharp major, and those are inharmonics as well. So it's just the last 3 on either side are the same. So it's just a difference of how you write them out and whatever. Okay? So that is basically all you have to know for the circle of fifths. So, homework time. Homework. No. Okay, so for your homework, what I would like you to do is draw this circle of fifths a whole bunch of times, not just 20 times. I want you to draw it about 50 times, okay? 50 times. And time yourself. And you can stop writing it if you can get it clear, done very clearly in under a minute, okay? If you can write the whole circle of fifths in under a minute and you can still read it after and it looks good, then you can stop. But I would like you to do, if you can't get it under a minute, then try doing 50. And by the time you do 50, you should know it pretty darn well, okay? So if you need to, go back through this video and review the steps that you go through to draw this thing, and it will help so much. Okay? So these are all the scales in existence, and one basically look at it, and it just helps you. Yours probably won't be as multicolored as mine. I think this is the only time that mine's ever been like the rainbow of fifths. Anyway, so so I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, I hope you guys found this helpful and you guys are enjoying your theory classes. So take care, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye.